But the way I saw it was that I had to do this. I had 60 days to work it out. It was a small enough amount of money I could work a crappy job for a few months and pay it back if I had to. But I had to do it. I'd come too far to give up. So I remember meeting Ignacio at one of the youth entrepreneurship events at the Y, and I called him up, and I went in for my appointment, and it was George and Mark and Ignacio, and I was real scared because at that point I had literally been laughed out of 3 major banks at that point. With my little business plan, literally laughed out of the bank. So I wasn't exactly feeling confident. But I walked in there and I remember just feeling almost overwhelmed. It was like one of those old cartoons where like, you want to be a star, don't you? And you have these guys and they're on here, they're like, this is so good, look at this. And like, the enthusiasm was just so cool. It meant a lot to me. It was awesome and I loved it. I was not expecting that reaction at all, but just the excitement in the room was contagious. And I remember going home and feeling pretty confident. It is a long process, but there's lots of guidance. And no, there's lots of guidance, and it was a little intimidating presenting to the board, but like George said, I brought my treats and wore my nice little dress and talked to everybody. But ultimately, they did approve my loan, and I was really, really happy about that. And then it was going forth with the business. Since the loan was the only thing that I did take, I did a lot of the work on the bakery myself. Another piece of advice I'll give you is that it's going to take twice as long as you think it's going to get your business going. I was like, I'll be open August 1st. We opened October 17th. So that was partially in combination of delays on our renovations that the landlord had agreed to. Me doing most of the renovations myself. P.S. Ladies, you can do anything with Home Depot with Wikipedia. Don't be afraid. It's awesome. And also just the delay on permits. But we did open on October 17th of 2009, and it was awesome. All right, the financial people. So, since I've been laughed out of so many banks, it was time for me to set up my bank account, and I was scared to death. And some girlfriends of mine who own Victoria Boutique in the Byron Market in downtown Wellington had recommended the Ottawa Women's Credit Union. And I went in there and set up my business account with them, and I couldn't have made a smarter decision. They're awesome, and they're super supportive. If I'm having a bad day, I can tell them about it, all that kind of stuff. I love the Women's Credit Union. It's awesome going in there. So if you are thinking about starting a business, and you don't have to be a woman to go to the Women's Credit Union. Just so you know. That was something I really wanted to say. A lot of people, when I talk to them about starting their own business, they're like, oh, you're so brave, it's so exciting. For me, it just got to the point where I was like, what do I really, at this point, what do I have to lose? Like, I didn't have a super great job and a super high salary to begin with, so I was young enough I could recover financially if I had to, and I had a business degree now, so I could fall back on that if I had to. So it's just, for me, it was like, this is my only chance to like build a proper future for myself. I'm still not wealthy, but at least I have a chance to do what I want to do and be passionate about what I want to do. I get up every day and I get to play by mostly my own rules, and that's pretty cool. I make my own ethical choices for my business, not to listen to somebody else's, and that really means a lot to me. Oh, right. I know everybody keeps saying it, but it's true. Just be passionate about what you do. People aren't stupid. If you're not passionate, it'll show. I've met a few business people, and it's real obvious right away that they don't really care that much. They just thought it was a profitable thing to go into. They don't care about what they're actually doing themselves, and it's really depressing. Your customers are really smart people. I'm going to go through a little list of advice, and then I'm going to finish with a quote. So it's fun thinking about this tonight. Take the time to rest. Don't be afraid to take a day off when you do start your business, because you'll just burn yourself out. I don't know if there's any Seinfeld fans in the room, but always listen to your little man. Kramer always talks about his little man. What's the little man saying? Follow your gut. Like, follow it. If your gut's saying it's a bad decision, it's right. Like, just don't ignore it. You'll be sorry. I've been sorry a few times. That's another thing. Especially, I don't know if it's just exclusive to the girl baking industry, but there can be a little bit of cattiness or competition or that kind of thing. And in Ottawa, it's such a shame because I personally recommend people to be friends with people that they consider your competition. Like even people on the outside consider that myself and some other bakeries must just hate each other, but we don't. We're actually really good friends because we all have things about us that make us really unique. So we can actually refer customers to each other if we don't meet our customers' needs. Life's too short just to be mean and callous. So make sure to make time to go meet your competition because they're actually pretty cool. And also, more importantly, you can't dislike somebody who has pretty much the same vision as you. They love to bond. I like to try to shop local as often as I can because I like people to shop at my store and keep it local, so I try to lead by example. Okay, and now I'm going to finish with my little quote. This quote's actually from a photojournalist, but I always read it whenever I do a talk like this because I just thought it was really awesome. His name's Plato. Yeah, no, I know, it's the same name, but anyways. In the beginning, everything is hard no matter what profession we choose. I was always obsessed with the idea when I was younger of how did other people ever make it. When you're a student, you feel like you're on the other side of things. There's this beautiful imaginary castle where everybody goes when they've made it. I finally learned that made it doesn't actually exist. It's just an idea that you look up to when you're beginning. When you're on the tracks, it's the continuous journey that makes the difference, not the end result. The end result is when you kick the bucket.